We'll wait for a few people to jump onto the live stream and we could get on to what are they telling us. Let's discuss more BS or what we used to call the show Morning Coffee with Mike that we've been doing for the last 7.5 years. And hidden on social media and known by no one. Well, we got somebody just joining us right now. Hope everybody is doing really good out there and trying to make sense of where things are going and how they're, what they're planting. They plant the seeds a few years in advance, and then they kind of wait to see how their plans work out. There we go. The Saxon of Riverstone in the house. Thanks for joining us, being part of the channel, liking and subscribing. Oh yeah, so we got people joining us right now, and we're just talking. We're just hanging out. We're looking at a couple of articles here. What's in the headlines? What are they trying to tell us? What are they planting in our heads? What are they hoping to expect the outcome? What are they expecting? They are playing for keeps. That's 100% correct, Anthony. That's 100%. They're all playing for keeps, guys. If your comments get deleted here on the live stream, or on anything, I'm not deleting anybody's comments. We got Lead Shoes Cobbler, who's been on the show for years. We got Good Shepherd in the house. Thanks for joining us and being part of the channel and all whole jazz and all that stuff. So, yeah, so there's just so much going on, and this whole thing with Taiwan, I like Taiwan. I've been to Taiwan 2 times. I think Taiwan is a great country. It's independent from China. It's got its own flag, its own people, its own dialect, its own constructive, patriotic freedom, so to say. And yeah, I gotta dig up some old Taiwan photos of my trips so I could show you guys. But no, Taiwan is in my heart of hearts. I think one of the most attractive countries in a way, culture-wise and freedom-wise, and just infrastructure, really good infrastructure everywhere, highways going everywhere, just everybody just in a good sense of being with one another, right? You could feel it there. It's almost like that Latin or that Portuguese family matters vibe, but you get it in Taiwan, which is really good, right? I mean, you get it in the Philippines too. You get it in another country, but you can feel it in Taiwan. You can feel the unity, right? So what's going on, guys? Guys, okay. Yeah, the comments keep disappearing, so I'm gonna read them if I can as they go out, and we just talk and just kind of go over what's happening. So let's go over what's happening here. So USA Today, big fraudsters. What are the fraudsters trying to tell us today? Well, Pelosi gives strong backing to Taiwan's democracy. Oh my God. U.S. braces for Chinese military drills. And that is what? That's today's date, of course. And that's Eastern time. So that's about an hour ago. An hour and a half ago Eastern time. So there it is right there. And what is happening? Well, Washington, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi highlighted strong support for Taiwan as she wrapped her visit Wednesday. China announced it would conduct live fire military drills in response to her controversial visit to the self-governed island. So yeah, I've been there. It's self-governed. I've been there. It's organized. I've been to Taiwan 2 times, and I'm telling you guys, it does not need any freedom. It does not need anything. It does not need any Chinese intervention, just like Hong Kong was. It does not need any of this stuff. It does not need foreign influence. It doesn't. I was there. I could tell you with my own eyes. Very well organized. So, Pelosi, who met with Taiwan's top leaders, then departed, addressed threats from Beijing, saying she hopes it's clear that while China has prevented Taiwan from attending certain international meetings, that they understand they will not stand in the way of the people coming to Taiwan as a show of friendship and of support. Wow. So there's some huge saber rattling going on with the American administration in Taiwan. During the short speech in a meeting with Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen, Pelosi said she and her members of her congressional delegation would uphold their commitment to the self-governing island. So there it is. Today, the world faces a choice between democracy and autocracy. So there it is, autocracy going back to the time of the Romans and the Greeks. Different, you had a modern civil. It was a modern day. What was it? Modern. Oh God, I don't remember what it's called anymore. It was autocracy. There was self-governance. There was serfdom. There was what was it? There was something else. There was a classic republic. There was all kinds of these things that happened. Different ways of, I guess, leveling out how we're governed. Putting away or understanding or putting away how we are governed by our governor or governments or how we, but I think a classic republic is the way to go, and just letting the serfs be serfs, letting us do what we want and leaving the people on the ground alone and protecting our rights and freedoms and our private property, right? I don't want government to tell me what kind of music I should listen to or what clothes I should wear or where I'm allowed to drive or not and track me down through social credit shit and whatever they want to do. I don't want any of that. I just want a classic republic. That's what I want. Just leave the people, let the guys up top saber rattle and do what they want, but leave us out of their, you know what I'm saying? So there it is. She says here basically, so what is it around? So it's between democracy and autocracy. She said America's determination to preserve democracy here in Taiwan and around the world remains ironclad. So it's kind of interesting why America all of a sudden wants to get in. Well, they've been wanting to get in with it with China for a while now. So it's not like it's been going on for a couple of weeks, right? So it's something that we need to kind of keep an eye on because it's all political theater, right? We got art by Dano. Grindhouse Cartoons in the house. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. And we got Dean Dixon in the house saying, hi, Mike. Love everything you do. God bless you. God bless you too, Dean. And then we have Rave Elevator live. Hi, Mike. Do you I guess, study Bitcoin? It separates state from money. It does. But who created it and where is it coming from? I always believe that Bitcoin and digital currencies are all in their pioneer stages. They're not nowhere near. Yeah, it's going to separate the state. It's going to be basically get rid of the middleman is what it is. And governments don't want that, right? I know that. We know that here, but it's something that's been going on. We've been talking on and off for the last 10 years here on the channel. Okay. Russia Today, what are they reporting? Real Taiwan crisis is only starting. So Russia Today is reporting this. The impact of the U.S. House Speaker's trip to the island may play out for years, a Washington Post columnist predicts. I really hope to Jesus, I hope to God that this does play out for years. You know why? Because this becomes front and center. All the monkeypox or whatever they're telling us, all this stuff could fizzle out. And they could fizzle it out and let us live our lives, and they could go back to their saber rattling in Taiwan. I really hope this stays here for 10 years, and that's the front and center, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. That's what I want to see. That just leave us alone on the ground is what I'm trying to say. Like, go do your whatever you have to do, but leave us out of it. So there it is. So Russia Today is reporting that. So the broader, I'm reading through it's hard to read through the phone, guys. The broader impact of the U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visit to Taiwan will play out for weeks, months, and years. Thank you. Please play this out for years. Please, please, please. Leave us alone on the ground. Let us go to work. Stop locking us down. After she returns from her trip, a Washington Post columnist has argued. Citing sources of the U.S. administration, the Post's foreign policy columnist Josh Rogan predicted that while the Chinese military could respond to Pelosi's divisive trip in short term with some aggressive moves, such as missile launches, Beijing will probably do its best to prevent the standoff from spiraling out of control. So it's very controlled. It's like what's happening in the Ukraine, and everyone's all controlled, and it's all within, So there you go. News from India is reporting after Nancy Pelosi's Taiwan visit, China suspends some trade with Taipei. So there it is, right there. There it is, and there's Taiwan's defense ministry says 27 Chinese warplanes enter air defense zone. So what's going on here? Oh, we got lots of people. Good morning, Mike. Taking a break again from work to listen to you, says Nancy McAvoy. She's been with us for a long time. And then Spooky Black says hello from the awful city of Portland, Oregon. Then Dirk is in the house. They are playing for keeps, correct? And yeah, it's a nice little stage we got here. The world is a stage, right? Freedom Prospector is saying it's like Trailer Park Boys episodes. They need to go do the big dirty one last time to distract from the collapse. That's correct. Yes. Nancy saying spooky. I'm from Seaside, Oregon. Dirk Zink is Portland has fallen. Yeah, we talked about Oregon being taken over. Started with a lot of heavy foreign investing back in 2014, 15, and 16. Huge foreign investing coming in from China, leaving entire apartment and condo complexes empty in Oregon and in Washington State, Seattle. They had brochures printed in Mandarin, like entire brochures this thick in Mandarin, to get more and more foreign money into those markets, impoverishing the middle class. Let's go to the Channel Time Machine real quick and see what we said about Oregon. Let's see, we got some people in from Oregon. So, out of respect, let me go to the Channel Time Machine. Let me just type in Portland first and see if anything comes out with Portland. Yeah, there's a few things that come up here, and we were discussing already. Portland housing crash, housing prices drop in Portland. That was when they started really ramping up offshore money coming in. And Portland finding people for sleeping in RVs and tiny RVs on private property. Let's take a look at Oregon. Let's see what that comes up. There we go. Americans fleeing most expensive cities. State exodus. I remember doing a video on Oregon like not long ago. About 3-4 years ago, discussing what was happening in I'm not getting a massive housing correction. I'm just trying to find I remember doing one on the city turning into an empty shell and being flooded. Yeah. I have family leaving Oregon, says the Greedo. I don't know where it is. There was a really, really good in-depth discussion piece I did. I guess YouTube took it down, discussing Oregonians fleeing. And the video's gone, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was Blue State Exodus gains momentum. That was 2 years ago, before the you-know-what. Americans fleeing unaffordable and dysfunctional cities 3 years ago, before the you-know-what. Americans fleeing the most expensive U.S. cities. And look, Portland has one of the most affordable medium home prices among West Coast, which makes it an attractive location. So people from Northern California were moving up there and displacing people, right? And that's really, really... really bizarre that YouTube would just blatantly take out videos like that and not really really come out and tell us that they're removing videos. They should at least let me know what's going down, right, with videos, because now it's concerning, because you're trying to get a message out there for years, and you try to go back to that message to I guess reassure yourself and you can't find what you were talking about because it was taken down, right? So that's somewhat of a concerning thing. So we have here what we talked about right there, Chinese investors, and they're basically invading Toronto and Seattle, and it's just, people taking on too much debt 5 years ago. I'm just trying to see if I could mortgage crisis, more pain ahead. Yeah, I guess it's gone. Videos are gone. Millennials taking on too much debt. Let me see what we got here. Bitcoin may hit $10,000 by 2018. Economy is becoming dependent on the housing market. Get out of Sydney, Australia. That was warning people years ago. Years ago. There you go. Chinese money has arrived. Basically, destroy Toronto and Seattle. When Vancouver put on the foreign buyers tax, basically destroyed everything. I'm just trying to see if I could find. Wow. See, Australian housing dependent on housing. Australian economy. Vancouver disappearing middle class. So we don't have many cities up here in Canada, and when we have to abandon our only cities, it becomes a problem. It becomes vacant homes across Canada. Wow, lots of stuff we've been covering here for many years. Rest in peace, Canadian middle class, 1945 to 2017. Yeah. Anyways, I kind of wanted to reminisce a little bit here on what's going down and all kinds. All right, let's get back to headlines here. All right, what's going on? Well, Canada's tax authority has been on a multi-billion-dollar real estate crackdown. Again, lots of the foreign investors are just not paying property taxes or paying the taxes, municipal taxes. They just want to avoid taxes. So that's the Canadian real estate owners are stuck paying a buttload of penalties after trying to avoid taxes owed. And I did get if you guys remember, I did get accused of having an illegal suite in my house, which I don't, and charging rent in my house, which I don't, and really bad time with that. But the other people that do have illegal suites on my street aren't being bothered by it. It's really weird how they specifically target specific people to try and nickel and dime them. You know what I'm saying? So Canada's tough authority has been So there it is. They're cracking down billions in recoup revenue. Data provided by the agency also shows that they've collected substantial fines, adding up to hundreds of. Is it millions or billions? Is it hundreds of millions or? Data provided also show fines adding up to hundreds of millions. Yeah, hundreds of millions. Okay. And they're also reporting here on Better Dwelling. Over 1 in 10 of Canada's non-resident real estate owners have multiple properties. So people that are not Canadian, they're non-residents, most of them don't even live in Canada, they have multiple properties. And we've discussed on this already, guys, how there's some people that have never been to Canada. They live in China, or they live in parts like big cities in China, and they own 170 condos in Vancouver, or 200 condos in Australia, or 40 condos in Seattle, right? 40 condo units. There's some people that own entire towers, and they just park their money. They use it as safety deposit boxes, right? So it's not Canadians that are, that keeps, the low interest rates, yes, have pushed Canadians into these markets. The low interest rates have pushed Canadians into this. And the same thing across America, it's been happening, since the new president-elect. Same thing in Australia for many years, New Zealand, and the UK, and London, England, I moved from Alaska, and I wanted to be closer to family in Cali, so huge mistake, says Stacy Wenrich. And then we have Catherine O'Connell saying, spooky, can't imagine it. And then someone said here, I moved back to Portland from Montana, and what a mistake it has been. Yeah, so guys, stay out of the blue states, and I've been telling people to get out of the blue states. before, like as the midterms, it's going to get worse, right? Yeah, okay. King of the Dots is saying, you heard that the IRS may expand 87,000 agents for maximum auditing of small business owners and private contractors. That's correct. The Canadian Revenue Agency here in Canada, they really don't go after money launderers and illegal practices. They go after money launderers if they're Canadians. If they're Canadian, they look Canadian on like this guy looks Canadian. They'll put that on the front page. They'll actually smear the family if they have to, and if it's a mistake, they won't apologize, right, for it. So they'll do that if they'll crack down on money laundering for Canadian people, not for the Canadian people. They'll come after Canadian people, like they're trying to say I have an illegal suite in my house, right? Okay, so what's going on? So in the States, in the United States of America, 30-year fixed mortgage rates saw the biggest weekly decline since 2020. So as rates do go up, people don't want to fix into something they may seem might go down. They're believing that this is just a temporary, you know what, and then they're going to go ahead and lower rates again. But I don't think so. I think they're going to keep raising rates. They're going to go up. It's going to go up to 8-9%. But when it's all said and done, they got the bad debt's got to fall off. A decline in the rate of the 30-year mortgage had a positive effect on several areas of the real estate market in the past week. The 30-year fixed rate saw the largest weekly decline since 2020, falling 31 basis points to 5.43, said Joel Can, MBA's Associate Vice President of Economy and Industry Forecasting. The drop in rates had led to an increase in both refinance and purchase applications, but compared to a year ago, activity is still depressing. So people are just tapped out. They don't have money. They just can't buy food anymore. All right, what's going on here? Yahoo Finance, what are they reporting? AMD follows Intel warning that the PC market is falling apart. Again, we're having massive chip issues. We discussed this back in 2017. I'm not even going to look up if the video's still up. The PC market is rapidly slowing after surging during the you know what. This was happening before the you know what, by the way. They had chip issues before the you know what. And powerhouse chip players AMD and Intel are feeling the financial pain. Keep saying fleeing a lot, but yeah. We have taken more constructive outlook on PC business. AMD CEO Dr. Lisa Su said on an earnings call late Tuesday. So a quarter ago, we would have thought that the PC business would be down. Let's call it a high single digits percentage, and our current view of the PC business is that it will be down. Let's call it mid-teens percentage. So they're giving us these numbers, and more people, I guess, are not buying PCs, or they're having a tough time making PCs. Yeah. Intel previously told investors it expects the total addressable market for PCs this year to plunge 10 points, amid the shocking second quarter miss of the full year cut to earnings guidance. So there it is right now. Giving you an update on this right now. So there it is right there. And drought leaves crops struggling for Houston area farmers. So Houston area farmers are having a really, really tough time making ends meet here. And it's been something that's been happening. A lot of this is a lot of this is sabotage too. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that they're obviously not going to tell us, and they won't tell us, of course, because they're not supposed to tell us, right? But Texas is going to get hit hard this winter, so make sure you have your backup generators, your gas. Make sure you have a transfer switch to your generator with an automatic turn on, so that at night, if it is cool or cold at night, or you get those deep freeze temperatures again in Texas, like you did in Texas, what was it, a year ago, or 2 years ago? I would recommend that to have a transfer switch to your generator, so that when the power goes out, the transfer switch kicks in, turns on the generator, and then a second later your power, or 2 seconds depending on the transfer switch interval, you could go ahead and have your power back on within, and then that's it. Just run it, run the wire, run everything into the house, leave the generator maybe build a generator, something out of cinder block just to protect it from the elements. And I would recommend to do that, guys, if you're living in Texas or, states that have energy issues, because the Barack Hussein Obama during his administration, he basically started this carbon credit crap in Texas, shutting down all the coal power plants and leaving Texas basically powerless, right? So we got good folks in government were finally pushed out by madness. They're paying ranchers and farmers to stop producing. That's right, Nancy. They've been doing that. They've been doing that in the UK. They've been doing it in Ireland. They've been doing it in parts of Australia. I heard they've been even stopping like the port. Okay, I'll give you an example. I'm a Portuguese. The Portuguese in Portugal, since the European Union formed, the Portuguese were paid not to fish in their own waters to give it the industry to other European countries. The Portuguese lost their oil trade or their oil that they did with Angola for over 400 years, trading with Angola because Germany said it wasn't fair that other European countries weren't allowed to do business in Africa like the Portuguese did, because the Portuguese didn't go there and screw everybody over like the media and all the news was telling people over the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 decades, that the Portuguese are evil and they're destroying and murdering people in their colonies. But it was, yeah, I'm not going to get into that right now. But yeah, so they did that to disenfranchise. But even though the Portuguese had the power, the trade, the logistics to trade with their, I wouldn't call them colonies because they were expansions of Portugal. They can't, but if it was another country, I believe they would have allowed it. But because it was Portugal and they were neutral during World War I and II, right, created a bit of a problem on a world stage, right? So there it is right there. So drought leaves crops struggling for Houston area farmers. So there it is right there. Okay, Iran. What's going on? Iran blames widespread internet outage on fire in a data center. So there's a data center outage. There's an outage in Iran. They're claiming it's a data center. Iranian telecoms minister says a widespread of internet outage that has reportedly affected a fifth of the network in the country since midday on Monday will be fixed within upcoming hours. So, okay, there it is right there. Internet downage. And, okay, let's move on. And Toronto cyclist hit by police car during controversial High Park bike ticketing blitz. Yeah, that's how you do it. You get there and you get those tickets out to the cyclist being green. Oh yeah, that's how it works, folks. You see, these police officers are not supposed to go out and actually solve crimes and stuff and actually stop extremely dangerous offenders. There's a story I'm thinking of discussing with you guys of extremely dangerous, repeat, through the courts, found guilty offenders that can't do more than 2.5 hours in a prison. And we're talking about vicious repeat offenders that basically can't stay in jail. And we're talking about 35 to 46 assault charges that can't stay in a jail more than 3.5 hours. Okay. So, but they're going to go out and start ticketing because they're going to tax you to death. They're going to fine you to death. They're going to come for everything. They're going to come for everything you have. So that's how it works, right? So there it is. Toronto cyclist hit by a police car in controversial High Park ticketing blitz. And you're green and you ride a bike, guess what? You're going to get fined. First grain ship. Oh, I don't know. This is Al Jazeera. I have it open. China conducts live fire exercise. We covered that at the beginning. Indian Muslim woman facing discrimination in employment. What else we got here? First grain ship to leave Ukraine since war began heads towards Lebanon, its final destination. So, I remember, I like this one, so when I was living in Toronto, right, and I got my social insurance number so I could start working, and I think I was 14, I was 14 or 15, and I was in grade 9, and there was a fast food chain that was hiring up the hill from where I lived. And my dad goes, you can't tell them you're Portuguese because they won't hire you. You can't tell them you're Portuguese. They won't hire you. So I went up They first thing they asked me, "Are you Portuguese?" I'm like, "No, I'm Italian." So they're like, "Okay, well, this and that. We'll get you started immediately. We'll get you set up." And then I think it was 2 or 3 or 4 days later, they hired a guy from my high school, and then told the boss right away he's Portuguese, and then the boss fired me on the spot. Yeah, when he found out that I was Portuguese. So that's fire like that kind of stuff. It happens in every culture. I don't understand why they would target but it happens. It happened to me too. I don't care. I didn't ask the news. The news would look at me and say, "You're Portuguese. Get the hell out of here." That was in Toronto, right? So it happens. You know what I'm saying? So okay. Somebody's saying a nuclear power plant, sometimes abbreviated as NPP1, thermal power station, in which heat source is a nuclear reactor, as is a typical thermal, right? Through cooling, right? Thermal steam through cooling and different rods and all that. I looked into that years ago. All right, let's keep going. Topics in real estate crash are allowed on YouTube now. I think so. I'm not sure. I've been talking about real estate crashing for years, but none of my videos get more than 5 views for the last 10 years. Pakistan's narrative problem, guys. Years of propaganda have given Pakistan the unrealistic understanding of what ails their country. Now, I want to get into this specific part right here. Okay, right here. This part right here. Pay attention, guys. Khan has encouraged his followers to fight his opponents like early Muslims fought unbelievers. Members of Khan's Pakistan Movement for Justice, known as the Urdu as Pakistan, Insaf, or PTI, have abused politicians opposed to him in restaurants and public areas, leading to brawls. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, who was elected by Parliament in April after Khan's removal from office. So he's encouraging followers to fight his opponents like early Muslims fought unbelievers. And let's move on here. And most expensive part of your years, parents feel inflation squeeze. Oh, another accident here. No injuries after tour bus hits gate of PM's residence on 24 Sussex Drive. So there it is, another accident happening. What's going on? Let's move on. So this is flood advisory. I guess this is for Pima County. So that was that Arizona. Yeah, it's in the state of Arizona. So midterms are going on. Arizona primary. Okay, sorry guys. Somebody was calling me here. I call people and then they don't call me back until I'm live. So Arizona primary elections, live updates, watch parties. Sorry guys, the phone, it's going to just continue ringing now. So Arizona primary elections, live updates, watch parties. So the midterms are happening in America. I don't know how. Can you guys hear me still? Can you guys hear me? The phone is just ringing like nonstop here. People, you try calling people, like you need to tell them something, and they don't pick up. That's fine. But when you're live, they call you back. That's how it works. Okay, you can hear me good. Okay. So what is this? Paul's plea. Oh, Pelosi's husband. No show in court. Attorney enters plea on his behalf for DUI charge after crashing a Porsche. So again, it's these people are allowed to do this stuff. They're above the law. That's just how it works, right? And it's all forming opinions, right? In the end, they just dismiss it as forming an opinion. What else we got here? I don't know. I just got other just weird. Here, let me see if I could find there's RT. So I'm just looking at different Kremlin comments on global war risk. Ukraine's worst conflict since World War II. Narrative allows West to forget this horrific war, which shook Europe. Senior strategist suggests Russia's priority. So there's all kinds of stuff happening. I got Yahoo Finance open here. I got all kinds of stuff open here. Yeah, just kind of discussing the ins and outs of what's happening. There's all kinds happening, and there's so many layers of what we're allowed to discuss, and so many underground discussion pieces that are happening that we just don't get wind of, right? Things that are really happening, people, really, sorry, affecting people at their homes, right? Inflation, the cost of food, the cost of everything is going up, right? And it's something that we've been talking about for the last 10 years, and I've been warning about, artificially low interest rates, QE infinity. It's happening. It's something that we've been discussing for a while now. QE infinity, I made a whole video about it, right? Let me see if it even comes up on Google. I mean, I don't think you would find my stuff on QE infinity. See, these are word salads that I create, right? QE infinity. Let's go to videos and see if it comes up. There's nothing that comes up for my videos. Let's go to images. Okay. There's nothing that comes up. All right, so let's do a side by side. Let's do a side by side look. We got one here that's QE infinity. So let's open this up and see when this was recorded. March 23rd, 2020. All right, let's go to our channel. QE infinity is here. Let's go to our channel and type in QE infinity. Let's see what comes up. Unless again I look like a let's just type in QE infinity 3 years ago. So let's look at the time. QE infinity is here. Let's open it in a new tab. When did we say this? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I don't know why my computer is freezing. Like, it just can't handle opening a YouTube window. Okay, so QE infinity. QE infinity is here. Oil, $52 a barrel. Food going up. More interest rate cuts. More inflation. So QE infinity, June 12, 2019. And when was... So there it is right there. June 12th. That's our video right there. QE infinity is here. And let's see when it was. March 23rd, 2020. So we are a year before other people. So we create this word salad here. I mean, you could find it across our channel. And we I don't understand why we just can't find any of the word salad that I make up, right? So we got Simon Shaw in the house. How you doing, buddy? Dolores Gray in the house. It's constant and never ending. How did you hear about targeted individuals? And neutron monitor, neutron poison, nuclear fuel, nuclear. Me for information, they already have. After a few days, I could tell the police were interfering. So there's a lot of people. Mike, I have a chance to move my family to the United States. What are your thoughts on this kind of move from Toronto? Well, you're going to want to just you're on the East Coast, stay on the East Coast. Don't come to the West of the United States. Move south. Go to the south. Go to Alabama. If you're in Toronto and you're moving south, go to Alabama. Go to Georgia. Go to South Georgia. Go to Macon, Georgia. Go to Macon. Look up Macon, Georgia on the map. It's south of Atlanta. Go there. Go outside of Macon, Georgia, and buy 10 acres and a house for $190,000. Do it like that. Go south. Go south. Do not stay in the northern hemisphere, like as far north in the northern hemisphere. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Lifestyle fulfillments, life at God, Bible, my God. Look up target individuals on YouTube. Lots of videos and support groups. Well, I've been under attack for years, but it was just because I opened a store similar to someone else's. That was a big problem here for me and my family. It was huge, and we're still targeted. Air Canada posted another loss. Yeah, Air Canada's finished. Western medicine, mainstream medicine or conventional medicine. Yeah, if you talk about like herbal stuff or remedies from the natural remedies that we've had since the time of Moses, you talk about that stuff. I mean, they shut you down. They big pharma, they're all in cahoots. These people are all tied together in the end. through an anthropological lens. Okay, I can't even read that. You guys got to remember, I'm a Portuguese. They don't hire me, so you got to remember, I had to start my own business, right? Dirk Zink says, it's funny you predict future to the letter. All JCS psychics combined and tarot readers don't have a hope. You have divine spirit guide. See, I believe. I don't. It's not. I don't think it's spirit guide, guys. I really don't think so. It's. I honestly, wholeheartedly think it's the playbook. Right. I'm good at creating word salads. I'm really good at creating world salads, like word salads, like this QE Infinity thing here. I remember saying this even before. Remember even seeing it before 3 years ago, right? I remember even talked about QE Infinity way before, and then okay, there's this one here, and then that I find from a reputable person, and that's March 23, right? And the one we have is June 2019. Good morning, universe, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Mike. And I want to send a big hug and shout out to all my Patreon subscribers who are buying me coffee this morning. I don't have Patreon. This show going. Seeing that YouTube has basically cut back, throttled me back to pretty much nothing. So what is inspiring me to make videos? The fact that I like to make videos. Woo! And I hope that inspiration goes on for longer. Anyways, guys, welcome. Okay, what's going on in the markets? Well, oil's dipped below $52 a barrel. Would we see a high $40 dollar? I want to talk about Bitcoin. Wow. No, guys, I'm not a Bitcoin aficionado. Or gold's gold. I do mention it. I do talk about QE Infinity here in like 7 times in the video. I don't know where it is though. Know you and people. It's markets. All right, so what's going on, guys? There's lots going on in these markets. Especially now with the quantitative easing, the US dollar getting unpegged as the world reserve currency. The strength in the dollar might start depreciating, and the Canadian dollar might. So there it is right there. There's a lot of predictions in that video. Holy crap. The video is called QE Infinity is here. Right here. QE Infinity is here. And you guys can check that one out. It's got a lot of predictions in that one, which is really good. You want to watch our Mike of the Night prediction shows. We have a lot of Mike of the Night prediction shows that we did in the last every last week of December. We do the next year predictions. We've been doing it since 2017, and you could find them still on YouTube. Mike of the Night predictions. You could still find them, and you could, when is the next Mike of the Night on Odyssey? What is the topic, please, Dirk? You know what? We just kind of play it by ear. It's every Saturday, Mike of the Night's every Saturday on Odyssey because we can't talk on here. But the next topic is going to be selected the day of usually because I just can't make any sense I can't make any sense of what's going on by then because by Saturday the world could be in hell in a handbasket. You know what I'm saying? So, the world could be in hell in a handbasket. Hold on. There's another one I want to talk about here. Hold on a sec. There's another thing, economic dumpster fire. I remember doing this economic. Let me just type in dumpster fire. Watch this. That's another one that's being used a lot. Let me see here. Right here. Look, toxic economic dumpster fire. Right? We talked about this. Let's see when this became a thing. I bid you all good morning, good evening. Okay, there it is. Toxic economic dumpster fire. So people were coming on my show a week after I posted this and saying someone else said that. So economic dumpster fire. Let's look here. Where's my Google here? Where's my man? Let's. This is something. Okay, here. Economic dumpster fire. Let's see who took that after. Let's see who took that after me. Because I remember a lot of people's, let's see here, economic dumpster fire. Let's see if I can find a YouTube video. And see, my video doesn't even come up. So, but I can't really find images. Let's see if there's a video that comes up. See, I'm just trying to see if I could find. Ah, here it is. World Economic Dumpster Fire. Wow, that comes. But why is it showing it like a month ago when the video was made? Oh, okay. So that one comes up. Ah, okay. Toxic economic dumpster fire. Okay, all right. But, anyways, I'm just trying to. I'm just being. Anyways, I tried opening up a clothing store. Police took that down and prevented Vistaprint from working with me. Thought I had the money and was willing to pay. Internet and phone monitored. Yeah. Like when I try to open my store, when I originally opened my store across the street, I was having a really tough time getting a business license. It took 4 months for me to get a business license to legally open my store. They wouldn't they didn't want to increase the police presence down here. That's what I was told. Like they just didn't want to increase the police presence in the downtown, right? Where's Hector? Hector, are you okay? MK Ultra, Illuminati. There's a lot of stuff going on here in the discussion here on, I don't know, what we call this, Morning Coffee with Mike. Let's talk the BS. Maybe it's time to relocate Dolores, build capacity among scholars worldwide. My radio today. So, yeah. So, anyways, guys, I just wanted to kind of jump up here today and just kind of do a quick live stream. I'm gonna title this properly and kind of I gotta open the shop soon, guys. It's all about taking out small business now. They're coming for small businesses. They're gonna be coming for me, and I'll be documenting it if I'm alive. If I'm alive, I'll be documenting it. Right? I'll find a way to get it out there. How. I've been feeding my family without any issues for many years doing what I do. And I don't have any debt. I don't have anything outstanding. So, right? So we have to kind of like figure out why they want to take this from us now. Like, why do they want to, like, they can't beat me. So now they've done everything to beat me. We had forest fires. We had modified weather, flooding, all kinds of stuff happening here. And then we had, the you-know-what for 2 years, and they're still coming after me for taxes. And I'm trying to tell them, well, I was closed for 6 months in 2020 because the city I was in wouldn't let me open my business. So, or 5 months or whatever. So what are you guys talking about, right? What are you guys, trying to collect taxes from when I wasn't even open, right? But they're going to come. They're going to come. They're going to do what they have to do because, just like all those BLM riots all over America that destroyed and burnt cities to the ground. Insurance companies are now telling store and business owners that that's your fault for opening a business. But then why'd you sell me the insurance for? Well, that's our business, is to sell you insurance. But it's your fault for opening the business, so we're not going to pay you now. So that's, like, there's a lot of BS happening, right? There's nothing for the people. It's just us, So, yeah, Bitcoin crew is saying I have spoken. I haven't spoken yet. I'll get off in 2 minutes. I'll just keep rambling on for another 2 more minutes with you guys. But yeah, that's what's happening, folks. That's basically where we're at right now, right? And I don't think it's a psychic ability. No, it's just the playbook. And I talked about this. Other channels have even taken my speech on having the playbook and understanding their next moves. Other big channels have just taken it word for word and rediscuss what I was. It's the playbook. It's understanding what's in play, right? And being on the ground, being a small entrepreneur business, being a nobody that's made his way selling toys to people and feeding his family is now I'm becoming the problem now, right? You see what I'm saying? International human dimensions, program news, anything government, all going together. Listening reply. So, Well, it's everything. Everything is together, right? Everything is formed like the mainstream media, the big pharma. Everything is all political jargon, political science. Now they're telling people they can't have solar on their house because now the municipalities aren't getting money from the power increases and stuff, and extra monies in their pockets, right? Steve is saying the playbook is the reset. Oh, we got Iceman in the house. He came in a bit late today. Gotta head back to work at 5. Take care, Mike. Thanks, Nancy. You have a good day at work today. And thanks for joining us and being part of the channel. So that's that, guys. That's all I wanted to say. I mean, that's... the playbook says you're right about them. Oh yeah, they're coming for everything, guys. The power. They're coming for everything. Someone asked me, Mike, why didn't you put a discussion piece about them coming for our food? I'm like, they've already come for the food. They've already come for the food. That's already under attack. They've already come for it. It's the power will be next, and yeah, the power they'll come. They'll have to come for the power. They have no choice. As the narrative falls apart, there's just too much communication between us. They can't have that anymore. That's a big no-no. Mike, I like the BS live feed. Back to work. See ya, buddy. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, guys. I'll see you on the flip side. Mike in the Night this Saturday. Don't forget to join us on Odyssey. I'll be there. And we'll be taking in... I want to get more first-time callers on the show if they want to call in and be part of the channel and discuss what is happening. All right, guys. Mike Martin's here, broadcasting from the Merritt Toys and Games in downtown Merritt. I have spoken.